Howdy, friends. We're up to part 12 of this, building a chat app with Socket.io. And in this time, we're going to do some refactoring. Sometimes when I watch my videos that I like after I make them, I'll watch them. And I just shake my head and think there's a better way. But after we do that, we're going to work on the disconnection logic. And that's because when someone disconnects, their avatar should be made available again, and it's not doing that. So, refactoring. On the front end, So, notice this and this. When it hears this event, when it hears him say hi, here's what it does. And when it hears him say redisplay avatars, it does the exact same thing. Why do we have two listeners to do the same thing? Why don't we have the back end just say the same thing twice? I mean, duh. So, okay, we're going to make it do that. But what we're going to do is we're just going to call them display avatar. Ooh, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. You know what I'm thinking. Command S. The front end. We are going to get checkout dash B refactor. Switch to new branch. And you know what? Let's just do that while we're here on this branch as well. Get checkout dash B refactor. And refactor is a bad name because that can happen at any time, but it just happens to be the first time we've done it. Okay. Next, let's just start the server. This one is light server. And this one is Nodamon. Nodamon index.js. Okay. Back to where we're refactoring. Okay. This thing and this thing do the same thing. This console log the data, that was, remember when it said howdy. You know what I did when I backed up? Command Y, because I had erased this and I had erased this. So Command Y, Command Y, Command, okay, Command S. Display avatars. Okay, there's only one listener, and that's what it says. So we're not going to have something that says say hi. That's in the front end. Well, if we don't have a listener for say hi in the front end, then we don't need anything in the back end saying hi. What says say hi now should just also say display avatars. So let's go to the back end. Here's that code. So it's sending this object that says howdy. We can definitely get rid of that part. And in fact, just to save space, let's do this. Let's make an object here, and let's put this inside of there. Command C, Command V. Let's get rid of that space. So now we can just free up all of that space. Okay. So he says, and he's not going to say hi. He's going to say, I'll just copy it from right here. Command C. He's going to say display the avatars. So we are still going to have two things here that say it, but in the front, we are only going to have one listener because they're both saying the same things. So I think I'm going to do the same thing with this object right here. In fact, let's just totally copy what's inside. Command C, Command V. Now we can get rid of that object. All right. And now it's pretty, it's a lot more basic than it was, basic looking. Okay. I'm going to leave this console log here for a minute. There's one other thing in the front end I want to do. You see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, this if this, then do that, otherwise do this. Well, in this one, it has avs becoming equal to this, and the second one has avs becoming equal to this. It's legal, it's valid, it's readable. But there's a shorter way. But before I even go there, I would like to talk about, here I have, okay, avs is an object. And you can only do what I have done right here in JavaScript. I don't know another language that'll let you do what I have done here, because it's saying this object here, or this equals this object, which is really this one. This string of this object is what this object has now become. So basically, this one being from equal to an object to equal to a string. And usually a string can change to another string, an object to another object, and even that's a little more confusing than that. Like you can have a letter equals X or letter equals Y, but once you say letter equals 2, like whoa, 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 letter has to equal a character. You cannot give it an integer value. So, but hey, it lets us do this, but especially if you're familiar with another language and you think that's not legal. What else might not be legal to you? This is this tab. I'm going to just right here. I'm going to type some algebra. X equals x plus 1. When you're in an algebra book, this just doesn't make sense. That would say like, well, x is 3. If x is 3, then 3 equals 3 plus 1. 3 equals 4. But in coding, it says the new 3 equals what the old 3 was plus 1. So the new 3 equals the old 3, so the new 3 equals 4. And that's pretty much all that is. So we can say things, we can have things on this side of the equals and that side of the equals when we are assigning things. Okay, so what was I going to do? I'm going to turn all of this into one line with what's called a ternary. And what that is, it's I'm going to say, because this is making avs equal something and this is making avs equal something. Avs equals. And then you give it a condition, and that condition is active. Here we can, and if it makes you feel better wrapping all of this in this, is active, it asks. If it's a yes, then this. Command C, Command V. Is it this says, like it's a question mark, is this true? If so, do this. And for otherwise, they just put that. Otherwise, do this. Command C, Command V. And this is a ternary. And now I can get rid of all of this. That was a little bit of refactoring. The big deal with this one though is, let's do a little demo. I have this. Oh, come on, where's my other one? It's right here. If I shrink this down and pull it over to the left and turn it to this, I'm going to refresh them both. If that happened, that means I messed something up. You would think. Oh, I know what it was. No, I don't. Okay. Command Option I. Refresh. This is display avatars with an S on the end. Command S. This is the back end of the front end. This is the front end. It says display. I'm just going to copy and paste this to make sure I have the exact same listener. And the back end calls it display avatar singular. Big deal. I think I told you before, it's not lazy, it's actually smart to copy and paste those. Okay, now, okay, they appeared now. So that's you, that's you. Get rid of this, get rid of that. So what I was demoing was, okay, he decides to be Nick Fury. Oh, I have a third one open. Where did I put that? Oh my goodness, I was doing a trick with another. I think I do have a third one open. If I let me refresh the whole server. Control C. Refresh you. Refresh you. Okay. Okay, let's always the same old guy. Gamora. We never take Gamora. The reason I got to click it twice is if I click this window and then I click, I click something here, it's really just waking up the window. Then the second one does what I intended it to. So if you hear 2 clicks, you think, what's going on here? Okay, so this one was Nick Fury. So if I refresh this, that means I disconnect. And when I disconnected, so you have to select an avatar to join the room. I just stopped being Nick Fury, but yet it says he's still in the room. So what we need to do is free up Nick Fury when we disconnect. So that would happen here on disconnect. We know who disconnected. It's the guy that has this socket ID. But we don't have a way of knowing. He's gone now. We can't look at anything about him. He's disconnected. All we know was what his socket ID was. Well, we're going to need a way to match this socket ID to whatever one of these URLs is. So, and there's a neat trick here. I can't wait to tell you this. I'm going to let's make. We're gonna. I'll get to the part where I tell you what we're going to do, but then I'm going to do it. We're going to make a key value pair. So I'm going to use this this is an object. You have a key and then a value. And this is like name, Bob. Well, we're going to make the key be the socket ID. And we're going to make this be the URL. Okay? So I can say, oh, well, I'll just go and I'll look at my object for this key and it'll spit out this URL. So get your brain around that. Here we go. I'm going to erase what I just did there. Now that's going to happen when he selects something. So let me get her. So first we're going to make an object and it's going to be, I don't know, ID with URL. That's a stupid name, but and there's nothing in that object. There's no keys, there's no values. But like if I later said, Command C, Command V dot name equals Bob. Bob, gotta put it in quotes. Well, then here it's nothing. Here it has this key with this value. And I don't gotta do that right after. I could do that anytime I want or not at all. So I'm gonna do it when the person says I just added something. Because I know who did it at the socket. That means it has an ID, and I know what he did. So I'm going to say ID with URL equals, and here is how I turn this into a key. These sort of mean evaluate the thing inside. I think that's what it means. And the thing inside is the socket.id. It's going to turn that into a string and it's going to make it the key. So the object, there's only one object. The object, it has this key, and that key is the data. We're just calling it data here, not data dot something. Honestly, this is a little side note. I did something inconsistent here. I was always passing in objects, and this one I passed a string. So what's bad about that is that you're inconsistent, and like later you get confused. What can I see how this is? I'm sending an object. In fact, I want to go like that. I just need to stay consistent, but I'm going to leave it like that because if If I make one change here, I gotta go to the front end, track it down, and there's bound to be a place I didn't think of, and I just don't want to get there. So ID with URL is that, and right here, I'm going to say log just the whole array. Log this whole array. Okay. So now I'm going to restart this guy. And I think this guy just restarted. I'll do it again anyway. And that happens when it's, ooh, you know what? It's going to log it here. So I'm just going to do, when I click Loki, there, it logged, not the array, I'm sorry, the object. And this object has a key, here, I'll make it longer. It has a key, which is that. It's a key value pair. So, if you don't see where I'm going with this, you will. I think you will in a second. So I have an object with, this is the key, this is the value. Let me make this smaller again. Now if I come into here, when that guy disconnects, I want to put him back in this array. I want to put it back, and it'll actually come to the bottom. And I want to take him out of the used avatars. Because when he disconnects, that means he already had a used avatar. The one time this could go bad is if someone disconnects that did not have, that never joined the table. That's a good edge case. And I don't want to think about what's going to happen. We'll take a little peek into that. So right now we have it saying goodbye. The only reason to let that stay there is because I want it to be something in here, but we don't really need that. I'm also going to get rid of this. Now, so I want to let URL equal, what did I call that? ID with URL. It's not a good name. Socket.id. So now this is talking about, if I, it's just like saying object.name. It'll spit out Bob. Now it's going to spit out the URL. So here, baby steps. Let's prove it. Log URL. Log tab URL. And why is it capitalized? Because I have fat fingers. So this URL that we're making here is going to log here. Okay. So, and that happens on a disconnect. So let's look at you and you. Let's refresh. Okay, so okay. When I refreshed, I disconnected. That's what it says undefined because I disconnected, which meant I didn't. This was never set up, but now it is. Okay. Now when I disconnect, it should spit out basically HTTP blah 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 something. Disconnect. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite of what I did here. Here I pushed a URL into the used avatars and took it out of the avatars. Well, now I'm actually going to copy these two lines. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to push it into this one, into just avatars. And it's not data anymore, it's the URL. Not good. I'm going to push it into there, and I'm going to splice it out of here. It's not data, it's URL. And really, and I usually don't get it right on my first shot, get rid of that. That's all it would take. So I'm going to refresh them both. So I'm also going to restart my server because I don't know what it has in its array. Because when I do that, I know that its array is full of the original URLs. I'm going to reconnect. I'm going to do that. So here it said, well, it didn't say undefined, but I don't really care about that right now. Oh, that's because we didn't log anything. So before, I clicked Nick Fury, and he disappeared off of here. He's not an option. So if I refresh it, it should put him back. But don't. So you might get disappointed, but only for a second. Refreshed, and he's back. And you're like, no, he's not. Well, actually, I'm hoping he is but he didn't get put back in the same position. He got pushed back to the bottom. And tell me that's him. Tell me that's him. Okay, let's look over here on this one. Okay, there he is. Oh, maybe I'm not all the way here. Okay, I know why we didn't see him here, because after we put him back, we never said rebroadcast out that list. Good catch. So just like we said right here, client emit all of this, Command C to copy it. We said, hey, we just changed these arrays. Now we got to tell you. This is the line that tells us. Okay. I'm gonna restart everything again. Control C. And restart that and restart that. Let's pick on somebody else. Captain America disappeared from here. I refresh. Now is Captain America at the bottom of this one? Yeah, he is. Okay, great. That's awesome. Okay, so there was a little bug that, I saw it. I'll have to rewatch my own video. But here's something I was wondering about. If I click this, okay, I got these two guys. I don't remember clicking that one. What if I click this again? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I keep clicking them and it keeps adding them. I shouldn't be able to click him at all when I'm in here. If I'm active, this is showing me who else is here with me, but they should not be clickable. Why are they clickable? And that's because I think, first of all, am I in? When we display the avatars, which is on the front end, we have something that says display avatars, and it says create this click event. Well, we only want it to do that if this isn't true. Oh, yeah. So it says if is active is false, it shouldn't do this. Okay? So we're just going to say that if Command C, Command V. Now, I'm going to show you what you can do. I'm not going to say have to. Here's what we're very used to doing. We're very used to doing this, but some people have the practice. If you just have one thing in the if, you don't need these squigglies. And you could just, if is active, do this. So I'm showing you two things. This is fixing that bug I just showed you. And this is just showing you syntax you could use. My work actually does not permit me to use this syntax. They want those squigglies. Whatever. Okay, let's just test what we just fixed. Shh, come on. There we go. Refresh all those. Do you know why that didn't refresh? Is because it actually, I don't know why it didn't refresh. Why didn't you refresh? I'm scared now. Because is he active? I don't know. I'm going to restart the server though. Control C, enter. That's not restarting the server. This is restarting the server. Which reset you. Okay. I'm clicking Nick. Oh. Okay, he's not clickable. That's a problem. And maybe what I should have said is on the front end, not if is active, but the exact opposite. If not is active. Control Z. Restart that. I didn't need to restart that, come to think of it. Well, that's not good. What? Events J. Whoa, I'm scared. Usually it shows me where the error is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Control C, run that. What did I even change in here that would do that? What did I, is it, because usually when it crashes, it says, I don't know what this means. And it says events.js, which is not what I'm on, line 163, unhandled error. Okay. So that, I'm not even sure I'm ever going to figure that what that is, but I'm not going to try to do it now. But what I am going to try to do is I'm going to shut this. Is this one? I'm going to Control C that. Shut this. Well, if I refresh it, it shouldn't do anything because the server is shut off. Now that these two can't connect, now I'm going to try to restart this. Control C. Come on, come on. Don't go crazy on me. Why? Why? I was almost done with the video. I didn't even have to find that bug. Didn't even have to find it. I only did it just to make you happy. Let me go up here. Yeah, you are working. And then I did something, and now you're not working. And what the reason I turned these off? Oh, EAD are in use. Error listening that. Do I have? Okay, I in use. It's almost like Control C, Control C, Control C, Control C. It says it's in use. That is crazy. Do I have something open on another something? What are you? I don't even know. Well, this is a happy time to end the video. But just, I can only have one thing running this port at a time. Only one thing. And it's looking like, it says it's in use. It says I'm listening to this, but it's already being used. That could happen, for example, if I went to here and I said new window, and this is in change directory into chat avatar server, and I said node, and I run it here. Well, it's giving me the same thing. But let's say, I was expecting that. If this had started running, that would mean that this one can't run on the same port. So it's really weird that something else is using that port. Usually when this happens, it is you had the same thing running twice, but I just really don't see it. So I did think of a little subtle change I can do. If that is truly running twice, let's just listen on 4300. Okay. If someone's listening on 4200, listen there. Okay, I'm going to turn this one off. I'm going to, okay, look, it's working. It was the port. Woo, I figured it out. Now, did we on the front end tell it to talk to the back end on port 4200? I believe we did. So I gotta say 4300 now. Okay, because it was gonna knock on the wrong door. All right, then I have to restart this server. Timeout. Oh, I thought I saw this crashed again. Gotta restart this server. And honestly, I forget what I was going to even check. I forget what I was going to check. Oh, are these clickable? No, they are not. Whew. Refresh. Did it break? Oh, and that still worked. When this person left, this one's the only one left. And when I do this, when I refresh this, Captain America should appear down here at the bottom. Come on. Yeah, okay. So, little bit scary right there. I don't know what else is using that port, but I had a workaround. So, I'm going to Control C, git add dot, git commit -m, fixed disconnect error. I'll just call it that. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to try to Command C this. Command C, enter. And now when I come over to this one, Control C, git add dot, Command V. Yes. Pretty cheap. Okay, but on this one I can push it to my git push to GitHub origin master. All right, and with that, we're all good. Thank you very much.